What does civilization mean? A civilization signifies a highly developed way of living characterized by a developed social system and technological development. It involves a community of people who share certain values, concepts, and practices crucial for their progress and growth. Every civilization grows on technological advancement and material progress. Some of the major features of civilization are as follows: urban centers such as towns and cities, an efficient administrative system, prevalence of complex systems of belief, specialization of occupations, social as well as economic differentiation, growth of crafts and different forms of art and architecture, use of Sanskrit and language for communication. The early human civilizations are also called river valley civilizations because they flourished along the banks of certain major rivers. Let us learn about them in more detail. Map. A map is a representation of the Earth's surface or a part of it on a flat surface drawn according to a scale. It can be drawn on a piece of paper, a board, or a wall. Maps are made in different sizes and can show any place on the earth. For example, we can make maps of the whole world, a country, a city, or even a village. A scale is the ratio of the distance between two places in the map to the actual distance between them on the earth. The different features of the earth are marked on the map with the help of certain symbols, words, lines and colors, which are called legends. Maps versus globes. All of us know the importance and value of maps in our life. The history of mapping can be traced back to more than 5,000 years ago. The two important features of maps are as follows. They record the location of places of interest. They are a great source of learning. Maps also use simple grids and imaginary lines of latitude and longitude, as in a globe, to make it easier to locate places. Being flat, maps have distortions but show correct area and distances. Maps have some advantages over globes. They show different types of information such as weather, tourist spots, and physical features in great detail. Certainly, it would not be possible for you to carry a bulky globe to school for your geography class every day, while an atlas, a book of maps, can easily be carried from one place to another. Unlike the globe, a map can be created on a sheet of paper, on the ground, or even on a computer. Elements of a map. A map is a reduced version of the Earth. The title of a map generally explains its main purpose. For example, political maps, physical maps, weather maps, topographical maps, etc. Distance, scale, and direction are some of the fundamental elements of any map. Let us discuss these in brief. Distance. Every small unit on a map represents some distance on actual ground. So, we use a scale to correctly represent the surface of the Earth on a map. Scale. Scale can be defined as the ratio between a given distance on a map and the actual distance on the Earth's surface. One part of the scale shows the distance on the map, for example, 1 centimeter, while the other part shows the actual distance on the surface of the Earth, for example, 1 kilometer. Visual representation of a map scale is called a linear scale. Scale in a map is expressed as a simple statement, such as 1 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. This means that 1 centimeter on a map represents 1 kilometer on the Earth's surface. It can also be stated in another way as a ratio, such as 1:50,000. This means that 1 unit on a map represents 50,000 of the same units on the surface of the Earth. Direction. Directions are clearly marked on the maps like north, south, east, and west. North is always at the top. South is always at the bottom. East is to the right, west is to the left. These four directions are called the cardinal points. Generally, we use a compass to find the direction of a place. The needle of a magnetic compass always points in the north-south direction. In between the cardinal points, north, south, east and west, we have the intermediate directions: northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest. On a map, you will often see an arrow with the letter N printed above it. The arrow points in the north direction is called the north line. Signs and symbols of a map. We know that the map is a small representation of a huge area, but we cannot depict all the features of an area in their actual size and shape. So, different symbols are used to represent different features on a map. Conventional symbols are common signs and symbols that are universally accepted. Legends define the types of features shown on a map. It is a standard practice to use blue for all water bodies, green for vegetation, brown for physical features, and black for names. Indus Valley Civilization. The Indus Valley Civilization was a river valley civilization that flourished in the region drained by the river Indus and its tributaries. It was also one of the world's most advanced ancient civilizations. Discovery. The first extensive excavation at Harappa was started by Rai Bahadur Dayaram Sahni in 1920. Around the same time, in 1921, excavations were also carried out at Mohenjo-daro by Rakhal Das Bandyopadhyay. Gradually, the ruins of one of the earliest river valley civilizations of the world were unearthed. The first two cities of the Indus Valley civilization to be excavated were Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. They were also the two biggest cities of this civilization. Harappa was the first city to be excavated. This civilization is also known as the Harappan civilization. Period and geographical extent. According to historians, the Indus Valley civilization began in 2600 BCE. Excavations reveal that it spread over large parts of present-day Pakistan and the states of Punjab, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and Haryana in our country. It even reached the modern-day Balochistan, Afghanistan, some parts of Central Asia and Iran. Some of the important sites of Indus Valley civilization are Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Lothal, Kot Diji, Dholavira, Gujarat, Ropar, Punjab, Kalibangan, Rajasthan, Sutka Gendor, Rakhi Garhi and Amri, Pakistan. Indus cities and their features. Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were planned cities. They had almost identical planning, layout and construction technique. They were probably the twin capitals. Another striking similarity was the pottery found in almost every city, red pottery painted with designs in black, also known as red and black ware. These and other artifacts, such as the remains of brick structures, seals, terracotta figurines, etc., help in constructing the lives of the people living in the Indus Valley civilization. Town planning. Town planning is one of the unique features of the Indus Valley civilization. Most of the cities seem to be divided into two parts: the citadel, which was located on the raised ground, and the lower town located at a lower height. Often walls of baked brick were built around each part. These walls probably protected them from floods. To make the walls strong, the bricks were laid in an interlocking pattern. Citadel. It was the raised part of the city. It was often described as the fort or administrative block. The citadel had massive walls. The walls provided protection against floods. The citadel consisted of important buildings like the granary and the assembly or town hall. The granary at Mohenjo-daro was the largest building of the city. In Harappa, there were as many as 6 granaries. These were circular brick platforms for threshing grain. Near these granaries, cracked grains found on the threshing floors show that the Harappans grew wheat and barley. The lower town. The lower town was located below the citadel, where probably the common people lived. It was divided into rectangular blocks by wide roads. The roads run from north to south and east to west. Here the remains of the brick houses can be seen. The drainage system was praiseworthy. Provisions were made for street lighting. The Great Bath. Close to the granary, there was the Great Bath. It was a pool built of mud circles. It was sealed with a sort of tar and had a drain for keeping it clean. There were 2 flights of steps to enter into the pool. A well discovered on the eastern side is supposed to have been used to fill the pool. Priests and rulers may have bathed here before religious ceremonies. Houses. Houses were 1 or 2 story high. All the houses were made of baked bricks of uniform size. Every house had 2 or more rooms, a bathroom, a kitchen, circular ovens and a courtyard. The houses were also provided with doors and small windows. They had thick walls that kept the houses cool. Windows did not open into the main street, due to which the houses were free from dust and noise. Roofs of the houses flat and most of the houses had wells, bathrooms and drains. Drainage. The drains were made of baked or kiln-fired bricks. The kitchen and the bathroom had drains leading out in the alleys. The main drain ran alongside the main roads and was lined with bricks. Most of them were covered with slabs of stone. The drains were cleaned periodically. They were connected to the main drain in the street. Occupations. The Indus people were farmers, weavers, potters, metal workers, toy maker, jewelers, stone cutters, and traders. Agriculture was the most important occupation because of the fertile soil. Farmers cultivated 2 crops a year. Indus Valley people were probably the first to have grown paddy. They knew different methods of irrigation and used plough and sickles. The Indus people were also engaged in hunting, fishing, and gathering fruit. The potter's wheel was commonly used. Making terracotta toys, statues, figures of animals, etc. was a major industry. The discovery of the bronze statue of a dancing girl indicates that they knew the use of bronze. It is regarded as one of the finest artistic creations of this civilization. Seal making. A large number of seals, approximately 2,000, have been unearthed so far at different sites. They are flat, square, and rectangular and are made of terracotta. They provide a lot of information about the daily life of the people, their religion, occupations, customs, and trade. Probably they were used by merchants and traders to stamp their goods. Spinning and weaving. The Indus people were skilled in the art of spinning and weaving. They manufactured woolen clothes from sheep and goats' hair. Trade. The Indus people have engaged themselves in inland and foreign trade. Remains of a dockyard discovered at Lothal in Gujarat clearly indicate this. This dockyard might have been the place where ships were loaded and unloaded. Thus, we can say that Indus people were familiar with ships. Indus seals have been found in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamian seals have also been found at several Indus sites. It suggests that the Indus people had trade relations with Mesopotamia. The merchants also used various kinds of weights and measures. Social life. There were 3 social groups. The first group comprised people from the ruling class who lived in the citadel. Wealthy merchants and the high priests belonged to the first group. Some historians think that Indus cities were governed by a priest-king. The figure of a person in regal attire who looks like a priest probably suggests this. The petty merchants, artisans and craftspersons belonged to the second group. The laborers belonged to the third group and lived in small houses. Dress and ornament. The ornaments of Indus Valley people were made of gold, silver, bone, stone, ivory, and shell. The rich wore gold and silver jewelry. The poor used shell, copper, and silver ornament. The women wore a short skirt. It was held at the waist with a girdle. The men wore a long and loose, unstitched garment. Women wore necklaces, bangles, bracelets, earrings, and waistbands. The women combed their hair. Men had also adorned themselves with ornaments like armlet and finger rings. Food. Wheat and barley were the staple food of the people. They were fond of milk, meat, fish, eggs, and fruit. Script. The Harappan script was pictographic. The picture-like signs represent ideas, objects, and words. The script has been engraved on the numerous seals that have been found at all the Indus Valley sites. It is interesting to note that the Indus script has not yet been deciphered. Religion. A seal representing a male deity and some female figurines found at different sites suggest that they probably worshipped Pashupati, Shiva, and Mother Goddess. Mother Goddess represented fertility. There are no temples or other structures among the remains. The Indus people believed in life after death. They buried their dead in huge earthen pots along with food and ornaments. No structure from any site has been identified so far as a religious building, and there are no icons or ornamental designs to support this. It can thus be concluded that religion was not perhaps the basis of social bonding. Decline. The Indus Valley civilization started declining between 1900 BCE and 1700 BCE. Nothing definite is known about the causes of the decline of the civilization. The city of Mohenjo-daro was destroyed and rebuilt a number of times. The cities might have been destroyed by natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, or a change in the course of the river Indus. The cities might also have declined owing to Aryan invasions. Probably, deforestation was another cause for the decline of this civilization.